Hello students, welcome you all to the video lecture on chapter number 5 squares and square roots example 5. The question is 90 a perfect square? Okay, so we need to determine whether the number 90 is a perfect square or not. So in order to prove that, first we have to determine the prime factors using prime factorization method. So just draw the vertical and horizontal line, put the number 90. So we have to divide the number 90 by the prime factors. So what are all the prime factors? It starts from 2, right? So prime numbers. So 2, 3, 5 and so on. So always we have to first divide by 2, and if it is not possible then we have to go with number 3, and again if 3 is not possible then we have to go with 5 and so on, right? So first divide by number 2. So since it is a even number, 90 is an even number, we can easily divide by 2. So 4 2s are 8, so balance is 1. So with the 0 it will become 10. Okay, so 5 2s are 10. Similarly, we have to check with again 2. So now this number is what? Odd number. So it is not divisible by 2. So then we have to check with the number 3. Then, so 3 ones are 3 and again 1 is balanced, along with 5 it will become 15. So 5 3s are 15. So again it is an odd number which is not divisible by 2. So let me check with the number 3, right? So 3 5s are 15. So this number is not divided by 2, is not divided by 3, then we have to go with the number 5, right? So 5 ones are 5. So what are all the terms here, right? So these are all nothing but prime factors. So the number 90 can be written as multiplication of these numbers. So 2 into 3 into 3 into 5. So in order to check whether this number is a perfect square, right? First of all, the prime factors whatever available here, it should appear in pairs, right? So when we check these numbers, 3 is appearing in pair, right? So 3 is occurring twice. So when we take a square root, right? So definitely 1 3 we can take, right? So what about 2 and 5? It is not occurring in pairs, right? So since the prime factor number 2 and number 5 is not occurring in pairs, okay, so I can say that the number 90 is not a perfect square, right? So in order to make a number as a perfect square, right? So when we take the square root of that particular number, right, we should have a proper value. Okay, so it should be a integer, right? So but here when we take this, right, so here 2 as well as 5 does not occur in pairs, I can say that the number 90 is not a perfect square. That is one point of view. Okay, so another point of view is what? When we observe 90 number, right, so whenever you have 0 at the end, right, always if it is a perfect square, the number should have double 0 at the end, right? For example, if I say 100, right, so since it has double 0, I can say that this number can be a perfect square number, right? So that is 10 into 10 will become 100. So when we observe the number 90, okay, without doing the prime factorization method itself, I can say that the number 90 is not a perfect square. Why? Because at the end the number is 0. Okay, so always in order to make a number as a perfect square, always at the end we should have even number of zeros, right? So 2 zeros or 4 zeros, like that we should have, only then that number can become a perfect square, right? So in 2 point of view, right, so therefore what I can write, therefore the number 90, okay, is not perfect square, okay, is not perfect square because the prime factor 2 and 5 does not occur in pairs. Okay. Also the number 90 has only 1 0. Okay. So the number 90 has only 1 0. So these are all the possibilities why the number 90 is not a perfect square. One is the number 2 and 5 does not occur in pairs. Another one, the number 90 has only 1 0. Hence 90 is not a perfect square. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for watching.